fair. I would assume that
Meeting a meeting.
I'm not good enough at technology.
Oh, hi y'all. Welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I'll be your host today, and Plant Freak is here with me. Yay! And so I'm assuming we're having a meeting, and it's Christmas Eve. Hello, Christy Caldwell. Hello, Seventh. Hello, Ben Smarter. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Let me put in the link here if anybody needs it. And I don't know what I'm talking about today, but that's okay. You know, I did a video earlier. One of the things that was affected when I had that thing happen with my brother back in 2018, where he violently beat me up in front of Mom, and that it had changed me on a molecular level, it felt like. And one of the areas that was affected among the many was dancing. And not that I was a great dancer or anything, but I used to just be able to just, just move with the music and not think about anything. And then after that happened, it became like a mental exercise, and it was excruciating.
Okay.
And thank you, Zelda. But it feels like it's starting to come back to being, just a free form of expression again and not a mental exercise. That feels pretty great.
I seen your dancing. It was very good.
It's not good, but it's fine.
You're braver. You don't see me dancing. That's the reason why, because it would look like this.
Hello, Anik. Hey, Zelda. Hi, you guys. Welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Hello.
Merry Christmas Eve, y'all.
Yes.
I've got a little reindeer on.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yes.
I like that. I did want to say something before we get started. I just wanted to ask for prayers, thoughts, whatever you do for my family for the next year. It's going to sound a little cryptic, but I wanted to share with you what I can, which isn't going to be a whole lot. I woke up yesterday to some really serious news at 5 a.m. I got woken up to it, and it is going to forever change the lives of some people that I love very dearly. And it's going to affect my intimate family. So this is a learning opportunity for me. It's an opportunity for me to learn how to be more wise and more kind and more gracious and more understanding. And I think sometimes in life, when we need to learn those things, the universe gives them to us. We get a chance to learn that way. And that's how this is. There are sometimes innocent victims in things who didn't ask for anything, and that's kind of this situation. It's not anything I can talk about. I've talked about it to 2 of my 3 best friends. I've got support around me. I've got, I just wanted to share with you what I could. It's just, we're just going to need a lot of prayers. So I would appreciate that. And, and you can always learn wisdom and things like that from it, right?
Always. Yeah.
I hate those kinds of lessons in wisdom, though.
I really do too. I'm like, could you maybe? I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned by a lot of people involved, and I think some people really need some lessons, and I think this is just how it shook out. So, but I would appreciate that over the next year. This isn't anything that's going to be resolved anytime soon, but
yeah.
So I didn't mean to bring it down. I just wanted to get that out there before.
No, I mean, whatever is there's no up, there's no down, there's just
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like.
kind of, yeah, and that's kind of how this is. And I did some thinking on it, and I think the first 48 hours of something like this, let people just kind of react and process it the way you're going to, and then try to do better after that. Because I know I didn't hit it. One of my best friends said two things to me that I really needed to hear. One of them was, "Don't say that," and the other one was, "Don't be Bilbo Baggins."
Yeah.
That okay, and like you can totally say that to me. That's not a problem. But
Funny.
it's just kind of one of those.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I thought it was my phone. I was
No,
like,
I thought it was me.
I have no idea what I did. I was just trying to type a message. Somebody came on. Hi, Misha. I'm
"Hi,
not
Misha.
going to
Hi,
type a
Tammy."
message to anybody. I'll just have to interrupt with a hi and a hi and a hi. Sorry,
And
guys.
Miss Kat, hello. I don't think I've seen you on here before.
Yes,
Glad you're here.
welcome.
Merry
Good to
Christmas.
see you.
Tammy C, good to see you. Anik. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with me for the past couple of days. And today I just thought, I was gonna get all festive, and then I was like, I don't have it in me today to get festive, so here it is.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And here it
Yeah.
is.
100%.
Yeah.
Somebody's walked by and just, but yeah, so but other than that, how is everybody doing? One with cats, I have become a member of the lifeboat. Yay! We have a lot of lifeboat members who come
Yeah.
over. We love that. We
Yes.
love the boat.
Yeah, we do.
Really good stuff over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now we man back tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes.
Tomorrow at noon?
Yes,
Awesome.
tomorrow at noon. So I'm super excited. I took notes from last night's conversation too, because I went back and analyzed some situations and okay, I need to keep a closer eye on this aspect, which was the codependency that you had brought up.
Right.
So I'm trying my best to not overthink it and think it in every situation that he brings up, but I'm definitely keeping an eye out for it now because I didn't fully understand what codependency was. I have a better understanding now. So
Good.
it's at least, like I keep saying, more education, more knowledge. It's what we all need. So that, and then I had a friend reach out last night, and she's going through a separation through the holiday season too. We used to actually live directly across the road from each other.
Wow.
And our situations happen pretty much 4 or 5 days apart.
Wow.
So, and mine's a covert narcissist, but hers is an overt narcissist.
Yeah.
And so I gave her some advice, gave her some tips. It was all, I don't know what we call it, hobbit wisdom. I ended up passing over. I'm like, you might want to take a check out on this channel. It's not just addictions. It's not just this. It's not just that. Right. But there's a lot of information. And woman, all I can tell you is try this, this, and this.
Right. Hey, I like that. Hobbit knowledge or hobbit wisdom, hobbit rage. It's all a hobbit, right?
So she was pretty grateful for that last night. And then today I was trying to do some work on some stuff. So I just all of a sudden crashed in energy, probably around 2:00 my time. So a little bit over 2 hours ago. And I was like, I'm just going to watch anime. I'm going to rebuild before going back.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, and when you're going through stuff like that, it takes a lot of energy out of you. And that's what I'm learning. And so, it really does. I mean, there are times where you just have to, I am a night owl. I don't normally go to bed until 2, 3 in the morning, but there are nights where it's 9:00 at night. And I'm like, see y'all, don't call me unless it's really bad. Bye.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So
And
you
last
know,
night was probably the latest I've stayed up in a really long time, like intentionally, but not intentionally. I wasn't
right.
tired. So I was just like, okay, we'll just stay up a little bit. But that's the first time that's happened in a really long time. And I was like, I'm taking advantage of it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then it
Yeah.
was like 9:30 and I was fully awake at that point. I'm like, nope, this is normally a 6:30 thing. What is this?
Nice. Everyone should have a sleep in every once in a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Um,
And to stay up late, I find for me, I'm much more creative when I stay up late. Um, because the world is just quieter,
Yeah.
for me. Now, I know not everybody is a stay up late kind of person, but for me, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. I found some really good essential oil. I'm gonna put it on me so I smell good for myself. You guys can imagine it. Ooh, it's got a florally, cinnamony smell. Breathe it in.
Smell-o-vision.
Yes. CK, hello. Glad you're here. I wish I could show you all of the essential oils that I have. I really kind of can't show you my bookcase, but I've got like 50 jars of just all different kinds of essential oils, and I
Oh,
love them. And
wonderful.
I come in here in the morning and I mix them together, and I'm like, oh, we'll take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this.
I love it. I love
Like
it.
my own little perfumery in here,
I would like to know how to make perfume with essential oils.
Yeah, that
So
would be cool.
I did some rollerball fragrances actually that
Okay.
I sold to a little shop. And really, so what I do, these are free little bit. These are Art of the Root essential oils. So these are pre-mixed fragrances and they've got all different kinds and they're concentrated. And all I do is just mix those together. I have these tiny, I don't even have one. I have these tiny little bowls and I'll keep track of how many drops of different things I put in there. When I get it to the strength that I like, then I mix it with a carrier oil, typically coconut oil, because it gives a little bit of that sweet undertone,
Yeah.
and a little bit of alcohol, not a whole lot, but a little bit of alcohol to help.
70% or
It just really kind of goes by drops.
Okay.
The alcohol, what it does is it helps this fragrance to stick to your skin a little bit better because
no,
pure
I'm
essential
wondering
oils.
about is it isopropyl 70%?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, and you can just buy that at the store. It's not anything
Yeah.
fancy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you just add like 3 or 4 drops in it, and it'll smell. It'll take away the smell of the fragrance at first, but you kind of stir it up. And then once you get it, they've got these little roller balls that you can get on Amazon designed for essential oils, and you can get like 12 of them. And then I just take a piece of paper and write what it is and slap some tape across it and shake it up and roll it on. But I've had a lot of people love the different fragrances, but I tend to go with a like fragrances that are already kind of mixed. And I use the essential oils that I use are like medicinal grade, like you can actually, like they're safe for the skin. Art of the Root is it's not a site for everybody. But they've got some really good stuff there, like that smells, really kind of good. And a lot of their oils has specific intentions behind it. So,
I
those are kind
I order essential oils from this company called Plant Therapy,
of,
and
okay.
they're really strong, really potent essential
Mhm.
oils. Like I can
Nice.
I mix a cleaner that's like a little over half white vinegar,
Huh?
about a couple of drops of seventh generation dish soap, fill the
Huh?
rest up, and then about 8 or 9 drops of lemon essential oil, and then I'll
Oh,
fill it up
nice.
the rest up with water. And
Ooh.
that it's a great cleaner.
You know
Yeah.
what works really good in the summertime if you get ants in your kitchen, like those little sugar ants?
Yeah.
Put in some clove oil.
Okay.
Done. Clove oil, snakes, mice, ants, rodents in general don't like that because it's got such a strong scent to it. It actually overwhelms their olfactory, they're smellers, and they go away from it. So I'm outside spraying with my olive oil or my clove oil mixture. So everybody that walks by my house in the summer is like, oh, your house smells so good. Everybody else's house smells like mothballs because they're putting mothballs outside to keep the snakes away. And they're like, what? And I'm like, no, it's just essential oil stuff. Like, but yeah, that's
That's
really
pretty cool.
good. Yeah. Let's see, Anik, I have been meaning to talk to you about fragrances. I have a huge Oh, hey, Anik, I love fragrances. We can talk, honey. Use 100% perfumers alcohol. Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
That's
There's such a
awesome.
thing. I guess you can order it online, huh?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I would think if you, when in doubt, check Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Use alcohol to mix most of my cleaners. The spray palm olive got the perfect mix. You know what I love to use for a air freshener room thing? I use the Downy laundry soap, the Downy fabric softener that is the calmness, that's the lavender and vanilla bean. And then I use the Lysol. It's the laundry sanitizer. It kills 99% of germs, but I use the clean linen because that smells nice and fragrant. And I mix equal parts of the Lysol and the Downy, sometimes a little bit more of the Lysol. Fill it up with water, shake it, and spray it around, and it makes your whole house smell amazing. And it's really good. Some people even boil it in like a little pot on the stove, like a simmer pot. I don't do that because I always forget. My cat would probably walk on it. But I just use old empty spray bottles and label it. And you can shake it up and you can spray your soft surfaces with it, almost like Febreze. And it just kind of refreshes everything. And because of the Lysol, it's called clean laundry, Lysol laundry sanitizer. Get the clean linen scent because the other scent doesn't smell as good. Just gives it this nice crisp smell, but it also kills the germs. And so I use that a lot. I know, right?
Oh.
Like a wealth of weird old knowledge I have here.
Wow, it's welcomed.
Honey, hey, hello. When I had my carpet machine, I made the mix using that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never used the stuff that was supposed to go in it. I would always use Lysol. So yeah, I love aromas, Febreze, Unstoppable Lysol spray. You know, I do too. And with 2 dogs and a shitty kitty, like I'm telling you, I am like, and this is another good one. Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day. I don't know if y'all have ever used any of her stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This is peony. It smells really good. And I'm like
all over the
rainforest. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Any chemist, even out of the drug world. Shaking my head.
Hey, it's a good thing to be.
I do a deodorizer that's I put rubbing alcohol about, I don't know, that far up into a spray bottle and fill the rest with water. But I do this, Plant Therapy has this essential oil that's just called deodorizing. And that stuff is awesome. It'll neutralize any odor, like instantly.
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
You know, when we lived in hotels, one of the things that we found, and this works amazing, it will get cigarette smoke out of carpet, is Ozium. And it kind of smells like Fruit Loops. And you can go buy it in the auto section of like you can buy it at AutoZone or Walmart or wherever, and you spray it really good and then go outside for about 5-10 minutes, like breathe. But you come back and we've stayed at hotels before, I'm not kidding you, where the housekeeping has come in and said, we've never gotten the room to smell this good. What did you all do?
Perfect.
What we did.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that one because smoking right now, I find like I hate the smell of it when I'm not smoking. But like my coat, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times I wash it, it's just not coming out right now. So.
Try the laundry sanitizer. And I see what Pup Groomer said. Yes, I'm always very mindful of that. That's why I keep everything back here in the office behind my sliding glass door so they can't get to it. So anything that I do use, I know is safe for them. I don't use anything with a lot of chemicals in it because I am such a hippy dippy person. I'm like, no chemicals.
I wonder if just straight white vinegar in the washing machine would help.
But that might work too. I should try that.
Yeah, it does help. You can also do hydrogen peroxide works really
Okay.
good. Yeah, Michael decided once to try hydrogen peroxide and baking soda to take some stuff out. And do you know what happens when you mix hydrogen peroxide and baking soda?
Doesn't it fizzle and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you had a washing machine volcano.
project. Like, what did you do? He's like, I didn't think I would do that. I'm like, didn't you take science? Don't do that.
Oh
But,
my goodness.
hydrogen peroxide is a really good thing.
Yeah. They do make little tablets that you can just run a cycle of water and let the tablets dissolve in that wash cycle.
Oh,
and I have used those when it's really bad, and that's kind of like last resort, but I have done it.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll try a few different things. See, it'll get out eventually. I know that. Just I'm not quitting right away the top of 2024. So I just need to find a process that's going to work for me until I'm able to. So
yeah. And Nick, I said, I have a lot of different oils that I mix together, and I just set intention with it. You might like Art of the Root. That might be your vibe. If
careful,
you're
Steve.
Yes.
into that.
I know you are. Sorry.
Let's see. Can't use bleach. Oh, you know what? Ben, if you have you ever tried using borax, or how in the laundry section they've got like borax, and then they've got this other thing. It's not bleach, it's a powder. I don't remember what it's called. But you can put it in your laundry. Have you ever tried that? Maybe that would help if you're looking for something like that, because bleach can be pretty intense.
Yeah. I can't use bleach because of my septic.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
7th, drive safe.
Yes.
She won't fit, but the other suggestions probably won't. Hey. Sweetie, I've decided to leave Sweetie out today. Normally I put her in her own room while I do this, but I thought, well, we're going to leave her out and see how she does today.
So far, so good?
Yeah, she steals Mikey's bones. It is so funny to see a 3-legged, 45-pound dog steal bones from an 80-pound German Shepherd is the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm like, are you serious right now? And she'll just go up and snarl at him, and he'll back up and drop his bone, and she grabs it and run off. So I'm always getting after her, but I feel bad getting after her because we rescued her and I nursed her to health and she's got 3 legs. And I'm like, but you don't get to run the house. I told her today, I said, look, you don't get to be the shitty. We already have a shitty kitty. She's already got that spot. So you're going to have to figure something else out. So sort yourself out here, but you don't get to be shitty. So I'm sorry.
Cushly deodorizing spray, all natural, made by friends of mine. You can spray in air, on clothes, on hair, under kitty litter, and in laundry.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Is that online? Can you get that online? Because I would love that, because I could use it for my kitty box. Let me write that down. Unique. I'm going to dip out over to the lifeboat and see what's going on. Love you all, and we'll probably be in and out. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Thanks for the suggestions. I mean, Ben, I don't know that it would work, but it's some thoughts, I'm gonna write that name down. Hold on, because I would very much like to. This is my, this is one of my, it's not like a personal journal, but do you see like all the random stuff that's just written in the pages? And then I skip
Everywhere.
like 12, 20 pages, and then there's like more random stuff, and then like nothing.
Yep. Those look like my notebooks.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like they're all here, but okay.
Yeah, it's
Really?
the skunk smell. I ended up making this mixture for my ginger tabby. He
Uh-huh.
got completely covered in skunk. And I had to leave him outside for a couple of hours just to try and let him dry off a little bit, sprayed him down with this and left it on for maybe 10 minutes. Nothing after that.
Wow.
Now, CK, how did you put if you mix the hydrogen peroxide and baking soda and dish liquid, do you mix the hydrogen peroxide and dish liquid first and then shake in the baking soda so it doesn't fizz up everywhere? Or do you put the baking soda on and then spray it with that? Like, how does that work? Because I would love to use that.
The baking soda basically turns it into a paste. So you're using about one part of everything, essentially. So there isn't enough of the hydrogen peroxide to cause the fizz. It fizzes just a tiny, tiny bit. You can hear it, but I haven't had it like fully explode on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. KUSHOEY.
Ley.
Okay.
.com.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. I've got it. All right.
That is awesome.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, one of the things I was going to ask for Christmas was a carpet cleaner because I've got 2 area carpets and then the carpet in the room where Sweetie stays. And I've just gotten to the point where I have to clean them. I didn't have to when it was just Snickers, but with all of the animals, I have to clean them now.
Good to know, Pup Groomer. I did not know this.
Yeah, you actually want to try to get skunk spray. You want to actually try to get skunk spray before it dries completely. Okay, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yes. Yes. I did it slightly backwards when I did it then, but it was like, what did you do to yourself? And I was in the middle of doing 9 other things also.
I just have stinky dogs, like, I mean, they get groomed and stuff. Don't get me wrong. We live out in the country and they just, I don't know. It has
Yeah. They get themselves messy.
We're talking about, Michelle, we're talking about is stuff that gets smells out. That we don't.
Yeah, we're not talking about anything important. I mean, it's important, but not life-changing.
Yeah.
Well, it can be life-changing.
It can be. It can be.
Yeah.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. But yeah, isn't it great? My favorite thing is when I go outside and my smell doesn't work real good. My nose doesn't work real good. But when I come in and I know my house smells fresh because I can smell it, I'm like, well, I've done a good job.
I've seen those commercials for Poof.
Oh, I've not seen them.
Yeah, it's supposed to just instantly neutralize even in really intense odors.
Interesting.
It's not an infomercial. They just like networks and things like that. We watch a lot of antenna TV, so we get a lot of those kinds of ads.
Mm-hmm.
See, I just stream everything, so I don't really see. I mean, sometimes I see ads like on Facebook or weird ads on YouTube that I'm like, why is this showing up?
Yeah.
It helps that all of my ads come in French, so as soon as I hear it, I just shut down.
Spanish, and I'm like, why is this? I'm in Kentucky. No one here speaks Spanish. Like, where did this come from? Did I one time think maybe I wanted to learn Spanish, and so Google was like, oh, let's give her all of her ads in Spanish.
Oh, goodness.
Interesting. When you walk in my shop, it doesn't smell like wet dog at all. That's because I mist every dog before I dry them with a 50-50 mix of vinegar and water. You can do that anytime to freshen them up. Good to know. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, Pup Grimmer?
Ooh, I wouldn't have thought about the difference.
Christy, one quart hydrogen peroxide, quarter cup baking soda, 1 tablespoon dish soap. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. That is
Oh.
what I need.
The Cushly gets rid of smells. Most sprays just cover smells. Yeah. They are the original poof. Small business. We've sold it for years. Right on. Tommy was talking about classic TV this morning. There are free stream channels 24/7 that have Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, even Dog the Bounty Hunter, and 90210. I love Pluto. We watch Pluto quite a bit. And you're right, it doesn't cost a dime unless you're, except for you're paying for internet, and that's it.
Right.
You're already paying for internet, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Nobody wants to pay the cable costs also.
No. And cable TV is just not what it was like when I was younger.
Right.
When you were younger, you had cable, like, woo, you were it. And now you're like, oh, cable? Yay.
It's good to have control over what you get to see and not just what they offer.
Right.
Yes.
Right. CK, that is awesome. Fluent in Spanish and taught in Barcelona for 12 years.
Wow.
I bet that's beautiful. Yeah, I can't even. My brother and Michael they're pretty fluent in Spanish because of the people they work with, but I wouldn't say that that's probably even appropriate Spanish.
And Pepper's answer is white vinegar pilling strength. I think it's 4 to 5% acidity. Okay.
Nice.
Hi,
Becca.
Just cover the eyes and nose so you don't spray directly into the face. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, CK, I was saying that one time I think I thought maybe I wanted to speak Spanish, and then all of my ads on YouTube started showing up in Spanish.
Good to see you, Rebecca.
Good evening. Sorry. Technical issues with my camera.
Yeah, no worries.
How are you ladies this evening?
Good.
Yeah, just a little bit lower energy today, but I'm good.
It's like I should have been cooking some stuff today, but it felt so good just sitting on the couch. I thought, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
tomorrow we'll see the vicious cooking every so often.
But tomorrow will be my cooking day. I'll be in the kitchen most of the day.
Yeah.
So I may do another meeting like I did last time. Just go ahead and start it up and let whoever wants to show up and just check it every once in a while. See if somebody wants to pop in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wash that coat with vodka several times to get the smell out of the coat.
Okay.
There you go.
I did actually cook. I'm fatigued today too. I didn't take much of a nap, but I made keto lasagna, and the extra sauce that I made can go over zoodles.
Oh, there you go.
What are zoodles?
Zucchini noodles.
Oh, okay.
Or any other. It's kind of, I made it Italian seasoning, so it can go for anything you're kind of looking for Italian on.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I love spaghetti squash so much. Throw some tomato sauce on that. That is my favorite.
And see, I hate spaghetti squash. Love other squashes. Hate spaghetti squash. I don't know why. I did forget to put the spinach in my sauce because I added ricotta as well to give it creaminess. And normally I hate cooked spinach, but it's really good for you.
Yes.
And so
and you can really hide it in Italian seasonings. You can really hide it well. That's how I used to sneak spinach to my mom after her heart surgery. I made a lot of spaghetti after her heart surgery.
Chop it up nice and fine too, and then you don't even notice by the time it's all wilted and cooked through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to put spinach in my smoothies because I mean I'll put a big handful in there, but you don't really taste it because it's got so much other stuff in there. So I get it that way. Tattooed Chef is a great they have like frozen stuff, but frozen vegetables and frozen different kinds of things. Try them. They've got some really amazing stuff. And I
Okay.
think you can find it at the grocery store, but they've got all kinds of stuff. And I got to where I was eating a lot of that. So
I like the name of it. So I've never
oh
seen it in
yeah.
Canada though. If I saw like Tattooed Chef in Canada, like we're buying all of it.
Yeah, it's a white box with a and they just have some of the most amazing food. And
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, here you can get it at the grocery stores and stuff, but I'm in Kentucky, so it's a little different out here. We can get,
Stasia, how
Ye-
close are you to the border?
I'm
to
only
the
about
border.
45 minutes away from the border.
Okay.
I know people who would go to Canada to get, well, in Minnesota we call it pop, but I know the rest of the country calls it soda.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
grew up in Western Wisconsin, so it may be a Western Wisconsin thing. But yeah, would drive to Canada to get pop or soda with real sugar versus corn syrup.
High fructose.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
remember the
And
first
then the
time.
all dressed chips too apparently isn't common, if ever, in the States, whereas like it's everywhere in Canada and my favorite chips ever.
Right
So
on.
like if they're around, it's a problem.
When we went to Canada the first time, one, I had the most amazing fish and chips ever at the ocean. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah.
And it was like with the malt vinegar. Oh, it was amazing. But the candy that they had there, we can't get here. This was back when I was eating candy. And I bought like all of the candy. And Michael's like, he's like, you're not even gonna. This is when we were living in Anacortes, Washington, and we went to Vancouver, and it was like 2 hours away or something. Because you're not even gonna make it home with all of that candy. And I'm like, I'm hoarding it. I'm like, yes, I am. And then I'm over there, and I'm like, you know, he's like, I know you. I know you're eating it, and I'm like,
No, I'm not.
like the kid with like the chocolate on my face, God, it was amazing. It was amazing. I was like, how do we not have this awesomeness here? And he's like, you're in another country. And I'm like, right. We still need this awesomeness.
Yes, yes. Just need to figure out how to. We'll figure out like a PO box or something on either side.
Do they still make it's a bronchitis remedy, comes in a brown Buckley's mixture.
Yeah, we still have that.
Okay.
Yep, there's like 7 different types that's just over the counter at the drugstore for Buckley's. Yeah.
Yeah, they charge an arm and a leg if you buy it in the States and have them ship it over, but
Yeah, especially when it's a liquid or something that you can eat or ingest. Yeah.
But it's worth having on hand because it really is effective on any kind of lung ailment.
Currently in Canada, what our shortage is pharmaceutical medication, specifically for neurodivergency, ADHD. And then kids Tylenol and kids ibuprofen. Like you have to get prescriptions right now for kids Tylenol and kids ibuprofen because since COVID, we like drained our supply essentially.
Wow.
Do you need us to ship some to you?
Yeah.
I have 2 bottles currently, thank goodness. But like just as soon as I saw them at the store, I grabbed them. Like, and I will grab excess amounts so that I don't have to figure out like they took Rowan to the hospital once and they're like, do you have kids Advil? And I'm like, yeah, I have some at home. They're like, okay, but if you run out, you just take a liquid gel. And they told me like, I have it written down somewhere. I don't know the exact mixture, but they said just use like an insulin needle and stick it into the Advil liquid gel and then mix it with water and throw it in their juice. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So.
Ben, Sweetie was trying to bully Mikey.
I love it.
Awesome. I appreciate your sense of humor.
A dog whining, and I don't know why.
She is. I told because Michael and I, neither one of us are originally from Kentucky, and people in the hollers here in Kentucky can be kind of rough, right? And so I told Michael, I'm like, dude, she is straight up from the hollers, man, which is kind of like saying she's straight up hood or she's straight up gangster. Like, she doesn't care. She just rolls in and takes it, I know, I want the, so, and again, it's really hard to get after her. Like, I mean, I do, but I'm like, you had 3 legs, and I remember when you had 4, and you were so pitiful, and she ain't no more.
No. No, she's smaller and she's missing a leg, but she's still got the feist.
I don't think she knows she's missing a leg. Like, somebody forgot to tell her that.
Cute.
I love it.
Steve Sherman just walked in. Steve Sherman.
Hello, Steve.
I need to tell him the boy goats got out today. I don't know where they got out, but I have a suspicion.
Oh, from their enclosure?
Yes.
Hello,
yeah. Well, the
Chris.
whole pasture. They got out of the pasture. And I have a feeling it's on the back end. What they can do is they can cross the fence on the back end of the property, go walking through this neighbor's property, cross over into this neighbor's property, and then get on the next door neighbor's property, and then come through the holes in the fences.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we've got some major fence repair to
Oh,
do.
Oh, fun.
sounds like a nice big goat adventure though for them.
Yeah. Trouble is when they get out, they eat my trees and it's never good.
No, they'll eat all the foliage if I'm not mistaken.
There's Christmas Eve. Have a good night. Enjoy your evening.
Yes.
You too.
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah. Well, guys, I don't really have a lot today. I mean, I don't have a lot of much of anything. I did my little dance, and that's all I could muster.
Yeah, I'm a little
Lord Kiss Freak is Lord Kiss Freak is here. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you, Henny.
Oh yes, Henny, we're supporting you too. Yeah, I yesterday just kind of emotionally drained me, and so today I'm just kind of like, okay. Oh, and then Michael's decided he's gonna go spend Christmas with his cousins that he hasn't seen in a long time. They're in Corpus Christi. So he's driving from El Paso to Corpus Christi. So El Paso's over here, El Paso's over here, Corpus Christi's here. And it's like a 9-hour drive in Texas. And it's close to the ocean. So he's driving through Texas to go see his family. But I'm glad he is, because in light of everything that's gone on, I think him being with his cousins that he grew up with, and being able to kind of have that cousin banter and be able to go to the ocean and stuff, I think will be really good for him. So he's on the road.
Goodness.
He's willing to, he's on the road again. And it's funny. We've got Live 360, so I can spy on him. I know exactly where he's at, how many times he's been on the phone, how fast he's going, like where he stops, how long he stopped for.
All of a sudden he gets a call. Stop speeding.
I have done that.
Oh God.
I have done that. If I won't say how fast he's gone, but you remember my story where I told you I was doing like 120? All right, he was going faster than that. And I called him and I'm like, I got an alert that you were excessively speeding. I'm like, stop it, because my phone is blowing up, because you see all these little red pings everywhere he speeds. Ooh. And I'm like, slow down. And he's just like, well, I can't help it. And I'm like, well, you need to figure it out. Slow down.
Don't they say that red sports cars they'll get stopped before anybody?
Yeah.
That's why my car's blue.
He's like a cop's. He's like a cop's dream come true. He's a guy that's closer to 50 than he is to 45, and he's got a red sports car, and I mean he looks well off. I'm like, really? You think they're gonna let you go? They're gonna let this granny go before they ever let you go. Don't do it.
Thank you, Misha.
Yeah.
And we love
Hit
you
the like
guys.
button.
Too. Lots of hugs.
Love me for some unknown reason. Seriously, I caught going 80 in a 35.
Oh.
Couldn't find my registration and they gave me a warning.
What?
Wow.
You know, yeah, that's amazing. After I got my really bad ticket, I
What's a really bad ticket?
Oh, you didn't hear this story. Should I tell this story again? Because it is kind of a Plant, did you hear this story?
I don't know if I've heard this story.
Yeah, because I was on my phone going, how fast is 120 miles an hour? Because I'm in kilometers. So when I figured that out, I almost shat my pants.
I do need to go tell Steve about the goats. I'll be right back.
Isn't Montana one of the states that if you live in Montana, you can drive any speed you want?
No, that is not true.
Okay.
You can. The speed limit in Montana is 80. There's no place in the States that doesn't have a speed limit. It would be nice.
I was going to say, I don't know any place that has a speed limit higher than 80 then.
No. For the most part, 75 is about as high as they'll let you go. That's on the west side. The more eastern you get, like here in Kentucky, if you're driving on, like if you're not on the interstate, any of the other roads, the fastest you can go is 55. But like in Colorado, on those roads, you would be able to do like 65 easy. So it just depends where you're at. But no, I don't know like why people think that in Montana. I wish. Montana is beautiful. Of all of the states to speed through, I would not speed through Montana. I'll tell you what state I would speed through is Wyoming. Get me out of that state. I hate that state. I will go 12 hours around just to not go through that state.
Oh, wow.
Because I've been through Montana and it's huge and long. I don't remember why I thought that there was a speed limit allowed for Montana residents and a different one allowed for people who weren't from Montana. Like there was a sign that said that, and maybe it's been over 5 years at least. Maybe it's changed.
I mean, I've been traveling. So Michael and I were on the road for 7 years together, and that was not a thing then. So it's not been since mid 2000s ish, if that's the thing. I mean, so now that Carol's back, I'll tell my story. So settle in, because this is a good one, you guys. I mean, you know my stories by now, right? They always go way, way sideways. So I was the single mom of 3 kids at the time, and I had an Audi. I had a 2006 Audi A4 Turbo. Thing was silver, tinted windows, Bose stereo system, most luxurious seats you've ever sat in your life. It didn't matter in this car if you were going 5, 50, or 500. It all felt the same. All right. So I had gone to Grand Island, Nebraska, and I needed to get back home. It should take, from Grand Island, it should take me about 5 hours to get back home. 5, maybe 6 hours, somewhere like that. Like it's not a short distance. Okay. So I was in my car. Now this is really important. So the state in Kearney, Nebraska, the place where they train the state highway patrol is in Kearney. So everybody knows to slow down outside of Kearney because they will get you going through there. But once you get kind of past Kearney, you can start speeding again. So I needed to get home. I was irritated. I'd had a bad time. I was in my car and I was like flying down the road. Now, when I was flying down the road, I'm not even joking, I was doing 120 miles an hour. And I was just like weaving in and out of traffic, and I was going through and I was listening to my music and it was up loud. And I get to Kearney and I really don't even think about it. I slow down a little bit, blow past this cop, didn't really think anything about it, keep going. And I'm going and I'm driving and I'm going and I'm driving and I'm just not paying attention. And I'm Dale Earnhardting it through traffic. I'm like, zoom, 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 like thought I was Danica Patrick. right? I get outside. I get outside of this town called Dix, Nebraska. Dix. Okay.
Okay.
Dix, Nebraska is about 2 hours from the Wyoming state line. So it goes Nebraska, and then you kind of cut the corner of Wyoming for about 45 minutes, and then you go into Colorado. So I'm just cruising along, right? Minding my own business, happen to look up, just happen to check my rearview mirror, and there are these lights. And I'm like, oh, somebody's getting pulled over. I should pull over. I pull over, and so does the cop. And I'm not thinking about any of this. And then I'm like, oh no. So I knew how fast I was going. And I just kind of was like, okay, so I was preparing for the conversation in my head. That conversation never happened. Let me tell you what happened. He comes up and I'm like, yes. He's like, license and registration, please. And I'm like, okay, so I get it. And he goes, please exit your vehicle, step to the rear of the car. I have never in my life been asked to get out of my vehicle.
I do recall this story, but go ahead.
I had never been asked. And I was like, oh, okay. And I thought, what's going on? And then he's like, go sit in my cruiser. And I thought, well, I've never been in a police cruiser before. Where am I supposed to sit? Front seat, back seat? I don't know. So I just go sit in his passenger seat like I own the damn thing. I just roll on in there. Whatever. Here I am. I mean, he wasn't specific. I didn't know. And so anyway, if you don't know, I'm fixing to tell you, there is a tiny little thing that's about this big right above like where their visor is, that when they clock you, it says how fast they clocked you at. So he clocked me at 105.
Oh.
So I knew that he didn't clock me as fast as I had ever gone, but I knew it was fast enough that it was felony speeding and that he could impound my car. He could throw me in jail. Dix, Nebraska has like 400 people tops. I'm not even exaggerating. And and I could be in serious trouble. So I knew it. So I was like, okay, there is no amount of crying or, anything that's getting me out of this. So he comes in and he sits down and he is not happy. And he's like, do you know that I have chased you for over 10 miles? And this is one of those things where you have to really put your poker face on because you don't want to be like, really? Damn, really? And I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm sorry. And he goes, do you know how much trouble you were almost in? And I'm like, no, sir, I'm sorry. He goes, if you would have crossed into Wyoming, it would have been a high-speed chase across state lines. And you would have been sunk. Like there's nothing, and no get out of jail free card, no nothing. He's like, you would be done at that point. Like you would be hauled and charged.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. He goes, why were you going so fast through my state? And I said, I'm a single mom. I've got 3 kids. I'm just trying to get home. I was working in Grand Island. This is what I was doing. I'm so sorry. Like I'm so sorry. And he said to me, he goes, I'm going to write you this ticket. You are not going to dispute this ticket. You are going to pay this ticket. And I'm like, yes, sir. And he writes out the ticket. Ticket was $1,000 for my ticket. And then I got a lovely police escort to the Wyoming state line. He literally followed behind me all the way to the Wyoming state line. So where I had been going like super fast, I now had to drive the next 2 hours going under 75 because there was no way I was even getting close to 75. So I was going like 73 miles an hour driving and like staying in the lane. I did not change lanes, nothing. Like this cop was behind me. I'm not kidding you when I tell you, I get to the Wyoming state line and I think, I'm done. No. The Nebraska cop waves to the Wyoming cop, waves to the Nebraska, and the Wyoming cop follows me through Wyoming until I get to the Colorado border.
Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
thinking, if I get to the Colorado border and there's a cop waiting there, like, I am so done. Now, this happened before I met Michael. So I saved up my money. I paid the fine, but I don't know what I did wrong because I sent it in. So I must have misaddressed the envelope or something. They never got it. So then I was taking my kids to go see their dad one weekend. And there's a football stadium by where my mom used to live, like on the back road. It's called Overland Trail. It's like this kind of back road. And I was going kind of fast down it. I didn't think I was really speeding, but I was going kind of fast. I get pulled over. Now, one of my friends was the Larimer County deputy sheriff at the time, and he pulls me over, and he knew who I was because I had done a lot of charity work with him, and he knew who I was. So he's like, Christy, license and registration. And I'm like, okay, here. He comes back and he's like, your license is suspended. And I'm like, what? He goes, something about a ticket in Nebraska? And I'm like, I paid it. And he goes, well, they're not showing it. Your license is suspended. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
He goes, I'm supposed to bring you in. And he's like, here's the thing. He goes, where are you going? And I'm like, I am going to take my kids to their dad. And he's like, okay. He goes, you know what? He goes, I have to walk back to my car. If you're not here when I turn around, there is nothing I can do about that. But if you get pulled over again tonight, there is something that can be done about that. So I called the kids' dad and I'm like, I'm having car trouble. You have to meet me here. He's like, you've got a nice Audi. How are you? I'm like, meet me. You have never seen anybody drive so slow in your life. So then I get back home, right? And I'm panicked and I'm worried and I don't know what's going on. I'm dating Michael. We had just started dating. I mean, we were like 3 weeks into dating at best. And he's like, what's wrong? And I told him, and he goes, well, I love you. So I guess, he hands me the thing. He's like, take care of your ticket. It cost him $2,500 to get everything fixed because I had to pay that ticket. Again, I had to pay a reinstating ticket. I had 2 old tickets that I had to pay.
I wonder where that money went, the first one.
I think I must have just misaddressed the envelope. Like I could have.
But if the money was debited.
No, because it was a money order. So I had no way to do anything. So it wasn't, like a check that somebody else cashed. Like it was just gone.
Okay.
So I got my license back. But since then, I drive like a granny. I mean, I am like, because it wasn't worth it. But, and I mean, it's stupid to drive that fast. I had no reason to drive that fast. I just wanted to get home,
Yeah.
But I could have been in a whole lot of trouble. And could you imagine if God forbid I would have hit somebody, what that would have looked like? Like, I mean, that would not have been good. So it is, although it's a very funny story, it really kind of isn't. But yeah, I mean,
it's funny now.
Yes. Well, and it was kind of funny then too. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, only I would make a cop chase me for 10 miles because, like at that point, that dude was determined to get me, But really, honestly, I'm glad that I looked up because had I not, I was not far from getting into Wyoming, how fast I was going. Like, I would have been there it took me 2 hours otherwise. And if I was going that fast, it would have taken me 45 minutes, an hour to be there, really. And then it would have been like Smokey and the Bandit, man. It would have been on eastbound and down, dude.
I drive fast too. It is I do it based on how I'm feeling. So sometimes when I first got COVID and the brain fog was really, really bad, I was driving like a granny under the speed limit, which is unusual for me. Normally it's 5 over. And it's Minnesota. If you're driving the speed limit in Minnesota, we start to wonder why you're driving the speed limit. If you're driving less than the speed limit, I tend to think you're inebriated or something, because people don't. But
Right.
yeah,
Lord forbid you
I've
guys
done
back up.
90, and the car behind me got pulled over. I was coming home from Duluth, so up north, the speed limit 75 or 70. I'm coming home. I was following a car doing 90. The car, like a car behind me, was doing 90. So I was in the middle. They got pulled over. I didn't.
Yeah.
And the car in front of me did, and I slowed down. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's always the last person in the row who gets caught.
Yeah. Pepper, we're sending you lots of love.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll look very beautiful, and you know, hopefully some box breathing will help you remember. In for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, out until your shoulders just drop. Another thing you can do is put your hand on your heart. That's actually proven to slow down your breathing and your heart rate. So that's another thing that you can do too, if that helps. But you'll do great.
Yeah.
You'll do great. Yeah. Yeah. My ex-husband, his family had a cabin in Spicer, Minnesota, and we would spend the summers out there on a lake. And when I say cabin, this thing had like 15 bedrooms and a gourmet kitchen. That was a cabin, right? I'm like, would you build me a shack?
Yeah, right.
It was nice though. It was nice. So I've been to Minnesota a little bit, but just that one little part. Like I don't even really know where Spicer
Where is Spicer in relation to the state? Because I'm not sure where that is.
That's good, Pepper.
That not far. Like it's down toward one of the big lakes. Oh, good. I'm glad you have your service dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can Google it real quick and see what it's close to. We almost moved there.
I'm just doing that right now. Let me find.
Yeah. And it was on a lake that was there, I remember.
It's on Green Lake.
There you go. Yeah.
And it is.
It's a little town.
It's west of where the Twin Cities is, where I live.
Okay.
So more in the middle of the state.
Yeah.
Middle, both top and bottom. Well, yeah, middle, both top and bottom.
Yeah, I just remember, it was fun, go there, but
most people don't like our cold.
To move there, and they're like, because of where it was on the lake, because the house was on the lake. I mean, you only had to walk like 10 feet and you were at the lake. It was really cold, and a lot of people would have to park their cars at the bottom of the hill and then take snowmobiles. And I'm like, no, just absolutely no. And not happening. Sorry, no. He's like, you could get a job at the bank. I'm like, you want me to ride home in heels and hose and a skirt on a snowmobile? Like, are you out of your mind? I'm sorry. Could you please go find your marbles? I think you lost them. Don't know where they went. You should go look for those, though. The 5 you have left ain't gonna suit you well. Anyway, obviously, we did not buy it, and they ended up selling it after his grandparents died. But but it was cool. Like they would do those lake shows where they would have like all of the people on the skis, and they would make the pyramids, and they would like ski on the lake. I don't know. I tried to learn how to water ski, almost drowned, hit my head on a turtle shell, and I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I'm never getting back in that lake again. Like I would wade out, like knee deep. That was it. That was all. I was like, I'm gonna get eaten and die. Not happening. And he's like, Christy,
you don't have anything that eats people in the lakes here in Minnesota.
Drowned. I'm gonna hit my head on a turtle shell like I did, knock myself unconscious, drowned, wake up, wake up, drowned, and then become fish food. Like this is and everybody's like, That could not even come close to happening. And I'm like, do you remember to whom you're speaking? That good.
We have great hiking up in the North Shore area above Superior. There's tons and tons of waterfalls, and so me getting sick, I used to hike up there. We've done most of them. They're beautiful.
Oh,
Well, just
nice.
up there is beautiful.
Yeah, Chrissy, you said you were in Vancouver. We don't have mountains like Vancouver here, but there is some beautiful trails in Quebec. Like, I will come back just for the scenery when I am able to leave, but like, only for the scenery.
I can't remember if you said, do you speak French?
No.
Okay.
I have like this much French. Yeah, I'm living in Quebec. The language barrier is difficult.
Yeah.
Google Translate's my friend.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. At least we've got that.
Yes.
CK says, Awaken, kids come over to eat, minus middle daughter and her family this year. Then he goes to his part of the household, or his part of the house, and I have mine.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
It works for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holidays can be difficult.
Yeah, holidays are hard. Are you going to be going to see, I think it's your mom, anytime soon? Sorry, for CK. I should specify.
Yeah.
I just saw Christy look around. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't say something.
Oh, no. I mean, I know I won't be going to see my mom soon. I wish that I could, because she lives in Colorado. Today it was 65 degrees outside. I'm like, this is not Christmas. Like, I was going to figure out how to arrange this. I was going to move my tree over so that I could have a fire going in the fireplace and have the tree, and then I could sit in front of it and you guys could feel like all Christmassy, but not at 65 degrees. I'm like, I just can't. I mean, I used to hate the snow. And then I moved out here and we don't really get it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't live anywhere that it doesn't have snow again. Like, I found that out. Like, as much as I don't really like it, like, some people really don't like it and they move away and they never miss it. And they're like, oh, sunny and 80 on Christmas. That's amazing. Not for me. Like, I'm actually really sad that we don't have snow, not even in the forecast. Like, nothing.
I'm feeling the same way. We've got, like, for us, +5, I don't know what that translates to in Fahrenheit, but we're in, like, all of the snow is gone. We got 2 big dumpings of snow, and the first one melted away. The second one has now fully melted away. There's not even, like, little drips at the road anymore. It's just completely gone and green. And I'm in Canada.
Yeah, we didn't even get any dumpings of snow. I mean, we got a little flurries. Like, they were so light. If you squinted and looked like this, you could see them, but that was about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't even stick to the ground. They did nothing, you know. I mean, now watch, if I move somewhere, I'll be like,
I have 52 and raining here in Minnesota. I mean, it might up in Duluth with the lake effect because it's cold. It might be different, but yeah, we're getting rain.
Yeah.
It's raining here too.
Of course. Of course. Can't even have a white Christmas.
Right?
It's not even getting below freezing here.
Nope, just going to be a wet Christmas.
You know, I would even be happy with that, but it's supposed to be warmer tomorrow than it was today.
I'm going to have white Christmas and pretend.
Yeah, there you go. I'm
That
thinking maybe I
sounds
should turn my AC on and turn it way down. No, because then my electric bill would be insane, and Michael would be like, "What are you doing over there? Like, seriously, what are you doing? Why?"
Yeah.
I needed it to feel like Christmas, okay?
Well, you could open all your windows and turn the fire on, and then it wouldn't get too hot in the house.
It's true.
And you could then still maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't feel like it. Like, it just doesn't. Today when I was shopping, people were saying Happy Thanksgiving. I'm like, no, it's Christmas. But thank you. Yeah, because the weather felt like it did over Thanksgiving. So they were just like, Happy Thanksgiving. And then everybody's like, oh, right, it's Christmas. I'm like, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. Does anyone know where Lord Kiss Freak lives? It's 30
Yeah,
minutes.
he's Northern Ontario. So in Canada, Northern Ontario. He
Gee.
should, like, normally he should have a ton of snow. Like, I expected, when I was talking to him earlier, I expected there to be like a foot of snow still. He's like, no, it's almost green. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to go here soon because I do have a call that I'm supposed to be receiving. So
Yeah.
do you want to do some box breathing and a meditation? And you guys don't have to end the meeting, but I won't be able to get back on. So do you want to do that? And then you guys can carry on with the meeting? Or do you want to continue to carry on and just somebody can do box breathing at the end?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
You have like 6 feet of snow by now.
Yeah.
Oh, what up?
Global
Okay.
warming's a real thing.
Yes.
It is, and it's not a
Apparently.
fun real thing either.
No.
All right, so let's do 3 of the box breathings, and then we'll do a little meditation, and then you guys can continue on, but I'm going to have to hop off with the Merry Christmas. So we'll do 4 breaths in, hold for a count of 4, and then release until your lungs are completely empty, letting your shoulders drop. As you breathe in a positive affirmation, and as you exhale, breathe out anything that doesn't suit you. And then when we go into the meditation, when it's done, I'll say, okay, open your eyes whenever you're ready.
I think I
So,
just got Misha says she thinks she just got more bad news waiting to hear.
oh
Wasn't
no.
okay. Oh,
Oh, no.
sorry.
Okay, cool.
Let's not. Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's do this, and then Misha, hopefully you didn't. Okay, so we'll do 3 of the box breaths and then go into the meditation. All right, so go ahead and get loose. Close your eyes and drop into your heart space, whether that's putting your hand on your heart or imagining yourself going into the room that is your heart and sitting there soaking in all of the love. Continue to soak in all of the love. Technical difficulty. All right, we're going to go ahead and breathe in, hold, and exhale. Again, breathe in, hold, and exhale. And the last one, breathe in, hold, and exhale. Now I want you to imagine that you are in a beautiful snowy place. Tall trees, 300 feet tall, rising up into the sky, flocked in beautiful white snow. Snow, fluffy, covering all of the ground. And as you look off into the distance, you see a beautiful home that's exactly the home that you would picture that you would love to walk into for Christmas. And you see the lights on, and you see all of the decorations, and you smell the wonderful smells of food being cooked, and you hear the laughter coming from inside. And it's going to take you 5 steps to get to the front door of this beautiful home. And with each step, you release something that no longer serves you. Step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Step 4. Step 5. And you open the door and you are greeted with the warmth and love and beautiful smells of everyone that is in this home. And every person that you see is all of your friends and your dear loved ones. past, present, and everyone in this group. And each person comes over to you, greets you, hugs you, tells you that they're so thankful that you're here, and invites you to come warm yourself by the fire. And you all stand in front of the fireplace, holding hands. Take a moment to think of one thing that you are very grateful to have right now, today, as you stand in your mind's eye in front of this warm fireplace, surrounded by everyone that loves you, holding hands. And now, taking a moment to send love and receive love to each person in this group, and feeling that warmth and love and joy soak into your heart and your energy. And when you are ready, open your eyes.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry that my dog went crazy and you guys got knocked over and my tea spilled. I was like, continue in your heart space. I was like, great. But you guys all have a Merry Christmas Eve. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
And take care. Have a good rest of the meeting.
Thanks.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
I'm feeling my 5 hours of sleep right now.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel pretty low energy, pretty tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the rain just started kicking in really hard here, and the
Yeah.
sun's going down. And
And as soon as that barometric pressure changes with rain, especially for me,
yeah,
it's like energy is gone. I just completely nosedive for the rest of the day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling? You feel like you've had a meeting, Carol?
Well, it's odd. I don't feel like I brought anything to the meeting, and so I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like I have anything that I need to.
You technically brought it beforehand. You got yourself dancing.
That's true. That's true.
Started the meeting.
I mean, that is kind of a big deal. I've filmed myself dancing since 2018, and yeah, I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
And then that one looked more like me.
Yes. Yeah. So you felt a little bit more at home in it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Misha. And Anik's back, and we have a couple of threes saying that we've had a meeting, and it would be good to get the chores done while there's still some daylight out, and then.
And you know what? You got a big meal to cook tomorrow.
Yeah.
You need some rest.
Brush my teeth and crash out on the couch, and then just get up and roll into bed. That'd be nice.
Right?
I think bed at maybe 8 o'clock sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I got 3 hours to do.
That is the best news I have heard. Carol Klingon Targ Herder. Yeah, it is. It's, I really do believe that these meetings have helped me more than anything. I've been through 8 therapists since 2018.
Okay.
And maybe there was enough accomplished in all that. I had 2 therapists ghost me. I didn't know that therapists did that. Yeah.
That's so unprofessional.
Right? And I'm like, even if I was, what about Bob? No therapist should be doing that.
No.
No.
And
No.
I know I'm not what about Bob. I make my appointments, I show up for them. I don't try to do anything else,
Yeah. My goodness. I had no idea therapists did that either. But I have ghosted a couple, I'll be honest. It's like, no, we don't work so well.
Yeah.
And just not
No,
called back and made an appointment.
I thought the two that ghosted me, I thought it was going well, and I liked them.
Yeah, that's hard. Oh,
And
Sorry.
I mean, if they got sick, you would think that they would hand their list or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
damn. So, Misha, you're going to go live on your channel?
Yeah.
Okay, send me the link if you can, and then I can pop in for a little bit as well. I'm just going to try and take a couple minutes, and then I can pop over.
Yeah, I agree, Anik. It is unbelievable.
Okay.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
My friend, first therapist, did that to me. Knowing my abandonment issues, she just flaked, though. Had a lot going on in her own life, and I took low priority, I suppose. That is just messed up.
That is.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand.
I honestly, one of my first questions to a therapist is, do you have a therapist? Because I've heard so many stories. I'm not going through it myself, but I've heard so many stories where they just crash and burn. And I can't afford, if I'm going to a therapist or a psychologist, I can't afford to have them go down.
Yeah.
It took a lot for me to say I needed the help in the first place.
Right.
So I have like a questionnaire, a personal questionnaire.
I was going to say, my therapist.
That's probably, unfortunately, not a bad idea. And so it's unfortunate that it's necessary, but Lord.
I know my therapist does weekly. She's kind of got a Buddhist leaning. So she goes to a meditation every week. She's got her own therapist, and she regularly takes vacation. So she'll tell me she's taking some vacation, so I won't see her for 2 weeks.
Well, that's
At
different.
least then I know. I might miss her and need help, but
Yeah.
at least then I know. And I'm
That's
glad
like,
she's taking care of herself.
I have social workers around me right now, but I feel very strongly connected to the one that drove to me on the day everything happened. So she let me know she's got 3 weeks off. So this is the first time I won't talk to her like every other day. So it's I was like, okay. She's like, you have my cell phone number. You can still message. I just may not answer every other day. I'm like, thank you.
Whoa. Yep. Me and Sam are really bad about having counselors who let us counsel them instead of vice versa.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Misha.
That's an inappropriate dynamic for sure.
Yes.
My Lord.
Yeah. Finding a good therapist is like finding like pure gold, rare gold or something.
Yeah.
Gold pressed latinum, as the Ferengi would say. Sorry, that's a Star Trek thing.
Okay.
Good. It's all good. How are you doing, Stasia?
I'm doing okay. A little bit low energy today, but I ended up at the beginning of the meeting, I had explained that my old neighbor and I that used to live across the road from each other, we both kind of saw what was happening to one another, but couldn't really explain or tell each other. So she separated just a few days like before or after I did. And he's causing a lot of problems, and right around Christmas, and I was just like, okay, we need to like apply some Christy wisdom here. And I just gave her a list of things to do, but instead I called it Hobbit wisdom earlier. So we have Hobbit rage and Hobbit wisdom now.
Yeah.
So I just gave her like
kids involved.
Sorry?
Are there kids involved?
2 boys.
Oh.
And I've watched their personality diminish over this last month. They were crazy, wild, off the walls, and now they're quiet, introverted.
Oh.
Like, I've noticed a difference in Rowan, but I've kept it pretty stable with the assistance of multiple steps I took.
Yeah.
But she didn't know to take these steps, and I didn't know she had separated, so it's not like I could have given her the advice until later. So now I'm trying to help her through that, and I'm trying to assist her to like keep Christmas as calm as possible because he switched up the Christmas schedule from what the lawyers had agreed on before they left for holidays. And now he's messaging and just dropped the kids off when they should have been with him. So he's like, I'll be back to pick them up Christmas Day. And I'm like, you need to call the emergency services. You need to call the shelter because the shelter will be able to have a social worker come and explain the situation. She's been working with them out, like not staying with them, but working with them so that she could get some additional security for her home. And he had stolen the dog this week as well, like smashed in the door to steal the dog and some things from inside. But because they're common law, it's technically not breaking and entering because his name is on the mortgage. So I feel really, really bad. And I want to be so much closer to help her. And it's just like, at least we're going through this at the same time. It sounds really, really bad, but at least we're both going through this at the same time because she's telling me things that I hadn't clued in on. And I'm telling her things that she hadn't clued in on. So at least we're able to support each other through that.
Yeah.
And it was nice to be able to have some information to help somebody. And then I don't know, this afternoon, I was doing some like research and stuff earlier this morning, and then I just crashed this afternoon. And then I was like, okay, a couple hours of anime and then I can get going again. But I still feel a bit low energy. I also think I'm processing yesterday's call with Wee Man, which now I'm terrified that there's like a monitoring software on this iPad or whatever that's coming back. Like there's a lot of things that I didn't think my mind would start cycling through. And now I'm like researched everything that could possibly be on there that could track or monitor things, even just leave the microphone on so that things can be heard. My brain's going a mile a minute.
Oh, dear Lord. What are you going to do? Have you thought of anything?
Well, I've done a ton of research and I know about a dozen apps now that I can visually see them and be like, nope, that's one that I know of. So the best I can do is uninstall it. But if it won't uninstall, then I will have to completely factory reset that tablet.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that also freaks me out is that his kid's messenger is already on that tablet. It's connected to my Facebook. I've already changed my Facebook password 3 times.
What?
So how is it on there? Maybe there's a code on the phone that I sent with him to do all of that, but my emails aren't on that phone that I sent with him. I don't understand how that happened. So I got the shelter involved with it as well because I have concern.
Yes.
So and especially because the address is confidential and all of those things, I have concern, and they might bring in an IT person if they really need to.
Go in and log off through Facebook, Michelle.
Okay.
But I think you do still have to
put in my password,
don't you? Because Messenger is kind of its own thing, isn't it?
Well, you can save passwords in the browser. Browsers can also be set to remember. So if you don't completely log out, if you don't clear the cache and the cookies and all the data that's in there, that still sits in the background. A factory reset would do it. And I don't know everything that's out there.
Well, the factory reset delete any apps that are...
It deletes everything. You go back to exactly what the device was to begin with when it came from Apple. And then you can install stuff again and just make sure that nothing that has your stuff on it, your passwords, have ever been used.
Yeah.
Because there's different ways that they can get passwords. If it's saved in a browser, maybe unintentionally, or it shows, that's the data's in there. If we log in.
Yeah. And that's possible because the phone that was using as a mini tablet, we just took the SIM card out of, and I can't remember whose it was, but we had identical phones and with identical covers and everything. So I just know that he has one of the Google Pixels, and it's possible that it was my Google Pixel that I didn't properly reset or something. So those are all possibilities, but it's still just this is in my head. And I know I'm being oversensitive to an extent, but properly worried to another extent. Like
it's not over worried.
Okay.
Data security
Yeah.
is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I'm gonna double check everything when he gets here and just ask him, like, was this already installed on your phone? Because if it was already installed there or on his tablet, if it was already installed on his tablet when he got it, how
Is there a
did
way
he
to tell if
log
there's
in?
spyware?
That's how I'm gonna have to check.
Lordy.
There's software that can copy your keystrokes and know what you've typed in, and
Yeah, so I'm terrified that, you know, things that I never thought to even look for before, because I loved this individual. I trusted this individual, but obviously they didn't love or trust me back. So there's just a lot of things that now my head just started racing through again. And I'm just like, God damn, really? Like, you needed to do this at Christmas?
Yeah.
At Christmas.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, would you have expected any less?
You know, everything was starting to calm down a little bit with the fake accounts. I expected, like, my brain and my body was like, maybe it's finally that time. But no, he just started putting his energy somewhere else. That's all.
Yeah.
So, and I double checked. It's not a new Facebook, you know, kids account. It's the same Facebook kids account, because when I go in to monitor his account, the conversation from last night is there, and the images that he took and sent was there. So it's not like it's a new kids account either.
Okay.
Does he have a separate password?
He wasn't connected to it at all.
Oh, okay.
It was just me. So nothing he was connected to. The school, nothing he was connected to until after I left, you know? I left, and then he starts emailing the school. Well, when was the last time he attended school? And then he installs the app for the school. And it's like, you expected me to do all of that for years, and now that I'm gone, you've installed the security cameras I purchased, and I want it up, and to make your son feel more secure is what you keep telling him. It's insane the amount of manipulation that he's doing now to his son.
Oh.
And I'm doing my best to not just lose it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 6. So it's not like he's noticing it. And he said to me, well, Dad apologized. And I believe he's really, really, really sorry. And it's like, I can't even tell my son, I don't believe he is. Yeah. I don't believe he understands what he needs to be sorry for.
Yeah.
And so instead I keep saying, I'm happy that you think he's apologized and that you've accepted it. And I'm happy that your dad is sorry towards you. Yeah. And that's the best way that I can put it without bringing Rowan down a road that he doesn't even need to go down.
Yeah.
Right? And then when I saw his mom, my ex's mom, because she's the one doing the drop off and pickup this time, it's very clear, you know, she's only interested in outward appearances. She's only interested in what people see. Because for a while she would always, oh, you're gaining weight. Oh, you're gaining weight. And then she sees me, she's like, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, like inside, I was screaming inside.
Yeah.
Right. And I just want to be like, because the cortisol levels from your son is going away.
Yeah.
Like the thing that you raised, what it did to me, it's finally going away. And that's why I can lose weight.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying my best to just smile and be civil. Like she's being overly nice. And I'm like, I don't even have the energy to do that with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I put that energy out on you, I don't have that energy for Rowan later. So no, I'm not even trying. Oh, so I feel stronger.
Ben just pointed out should be somewhere on Facebook that allows you to sign out of all remote devices.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check out, because I know with the kids app, like it's connected to the kids messenger app, it's connected to my account, but I don't know if I can just log out as well through there, but I'm sure I can find a YouTube video also. Yeah. There's YouTube videos for everything, even filling out social aid paperwork.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah,
if it makes you feel better as a kid who went through a divorce. No, I was 11 when we were in Turning Point and 12 when we were divorced.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
didn't necessarily realize right away all the stuff, but I look back and recognize all the stuff that my dad did
Okay.
and all the things my mother had to go through.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand things back then that I understand now. And just you trying to be supportive of him, huge.
Yeah.
You're a great mom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Slowly but surely, I'm starting to believe it more and more.
Can you see
Thank
Ben's
you, LKF.
Can you see Ben's comment? What you do is that, then sign back in and change your password.
Perfect. And then Chris had said he's going to send me a link as well for the live after.
And CK says, check out Lynn's Warriors, LYNNS.
And that's on YouTube, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I would think so. Okay.
And Chris says that he'll send you a link after the live.
Perfect.
Just the sun. Okay. It is. And Pup Groomer says, just because the Suns is connected to your account, it doesn't have any actual sign in to your account.
To your account. Okay.
I have one for my youngest. Okay.
That gives me a sigh of relief because I'm like, people were all of a sudden unblocked on my Facebook. And that's like, I blocked them and then all of a sudden they were unblocked. And then I changed my password and it would stop again. And then it was happening all over again. So I'm like, is this just another way in? You know, is this just something else? But if there doesn't need to be a sign in, then perfect. But
There's
it's
a log out of all devices, Chris says.
Yes. Yeah. And I did that with my Google account as well.
Ben says he just found it. So
okay.
Still lurking. So I heard this, Stasia. I will do a screen share to walk you through while watching exactly what to do.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that then when Me-Man's home, if it's okay, Misha.
And then CK says Lynn dedicates her life to teaching parents about VIR trafficking. How do they get access to children through computers?
Computers.
Okay.
Yes, that's an implication that I think we all, as parents, we all need a little bit more of. Like, we don't understand what the internet can do sometimes.
Right.
I lived under a rock, and I choose to stay under that rock sometimes.
And then you have to stop liking any Bee Gees song. Can't blame me for trying.
I was going to say, I do IT, and I can't stay on top of every new way that they're coming out. And granted, I also don't want to spend all my spare time researching all the newest IT things. Let's be honest. That's a little lazy on me. But so don't feel bad that you don't know, please.
And it's just even, I don't have the energy or like the bandwidth to put on that. Like, yes, I know, like I want to be protective of my son. And of course I want to educate him, but I just don't have the bandwidth or energy to keep up with everything that's happening with every single change in that department. Like, it happens so quickly. Well,
and Pup Groomer said, but still go into settings on your account, log out of all devices. X may have access to an old phone and using that.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Pup Groomer.
And then CK says Lynn has a wealth of information about detecting anything on your kid's computer.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure the location's turned off. If there's two scenarios, the tablet comes back with him and I've got to go through and search everything, or he's going to play the card of, I'm not sending it back with you.
And you're going to have to check it when he goes for visits too.
Yes. So it's a whole new can of worms that I just wasn't expecting. It. Like, he tells them a couple weekends ago, or last weekend, I don't have the money for this, but yet bought him like a $700 tablet for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, you could have chosen to not spend that $700 because you told me I couldn't. because this was something we had talked about. And then you're like, no, just can't do it. Just can't do it. You know?
Yeah.
It's I see all the manipulation aspects, and it is the hardest thing to just not tell Rowan he's being an asshole. He's just being an asshole. So, excuse my language. But I'm going to check the device thing though, because there may be an old phone at that house that he was able to get onto.
Yeah.
Because he had asked for the charging pad specifically too.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a few
all of your accounts.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to go in and log out of all devices again. I'm going to take a look, and if that phone has been turned on and it logged on, I'm able to see on Google that it was that phone, that it was turned on.
Okay.
And I might be able to screenshot that and contact and report it to the authorities.
Yeah.
Because that would go against, well, if there was contact, it would go against the order that I have, but it's no contact. It's just enough to freak me out.
Well, and that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon. I need to go have a great day. Sorry you're going through this, Plant.
It's okay, but thank you, Ben.
Ben.
Have a good one, Ben.
Yes.
I will send you, CK says, I will send you a lot of other people and sites where you can do your own research.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
If you find tracking apps, all of it.
Okay. Thank you, Pup Groomer. I really appreciate it. So, yes, I saw that, Chris. My little window came down.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you
Perfect.
guys, I heard our neighbor, we have a neighbor that came over, and I do need to get out to the barn. I heard Jet piping up the little donkey.
Yeah. No, it sounds perfect. Thank you so much for doing this today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you guys for showing up. And if I get back in time, I'll see you over on Misha.
Okay.
Okay.
Much hugs and support to everyone. Bye.
Bye.
All righty. I wish I had a way to just have it automatically go to Misha's, but Misha, put your link up so that everybody will know where they're going. If she's still here. If you can, I think, just click on her name and it should take you to her channel. If you kind of go back in the chat and you find Awakened by the Looking Glasses Reflection, you should be able to click on the name and it should take you to her channel. All right. Well, I love you guys. Happy Christmas Eve, and I will talk to you soon. And thank you for being here. And peace, y'all.